Moving on to race number 6, it's the first of the Northern Derby heats. We're highlighting Smolder first of all, and Smolder in the Purdon paint colours, currently in the 1-1. That perfect form line, Craig, continues on, but we'll check out a big rival soon enough.
Absolutely, Jess. That's him out wide, hitting the front for Mark Purdon. This was obviously just before Christmas, Jess, and very, very impressive. 240 at Alexandra Park on what was a damp afternoon. Jess, he's come to the workout since then. He was here on Saturday. Watched him go. I thought he trialled enormous. Beat a stablemate, Fly Like an Eagle. Used the passing lane. I know Mark had a few concerns early on in his career going right-handed, but he's 2 from 2 at Alexandra Park, and he looked outstanding on Saturday morning here, beating a couple of his main rivals. He's been the big mover on the fixed odds during the week. He's been backed in, I think, from $4 to around $3 to win the Woodland Stud Derby, and he's got the right draw in the first heat. So number 1, Smolder, clearly the one to beat. His main danger, definitely going to be the Australian horse Scandal Man. I'm going to go back and have a look at his win in the Victorian Derby where he beats Ideal Scott, Jess, and gee, it was a very, very good win. I mean, Ideal Scott's been great in New Zealand, but gee, Scandal Man, he was outstanding in taking out that race. This is the run, Jess. Of course, he had a start after this at Bulli and took out the President's Cup on the 25th of February. But this is Scandal Man beating Ideal Scott in the Victoria Derby on the 4th of February.
Major place to 4th in Waldenburg. Scandal Man got away. Scandal Man 5 metres, Ideal Scott. Scandal Man's racing clear. Scandal Man's got them covered. He's going to win the Derby. Scandal Man coming right on for a big win. Seconds close. Ideal Scott, Waldenburg. 4th, either Charlie McSheen or...
Yeah, great win, wasn't it, Jess, taking out the Victorian Derby. Of course, he was originally trained in New Zealand, purchased by the team. Can tell you that Ian Wilson arrives with a horse tomorrow. Jess, they arrive at around about 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. Understand he's going to be stabled at Brian Hughes', so that's going to be very interesting. Of course, the trainer of Ideal Scott, so main rivals will be looking at each other in the barn in the next 10 days. So Scandal Man, he's a very nice horse. It'll be very interesting to see how he goes right-handed first up at Alexandra Park. Chances don't stop there. You've got Texican, who's in outstanding form, the winner of his last 3 starts, including last week's run at Addington. Very impressive there. And Let's Elope from Barrier 2. Very interesting to see where the gate speed comes from, Jess, because I know Let's Elope can light up from Barrier 2 if Frank Cooney decides to go forward. Smolder from Barrier 1 probably wouldn't want to let him go because more than likely he'd hand to something else as well. So it's going to be an intriguing contest, the first heat of the Woodland Stud Northern Derby. From Barrier 1, Smolder probably holds the key.
Well, they might be honorary stablemates, but they won't be in the first heat together. That is the good thing. Ideal Scott will line up in race number 7. We saw him running second in the Victorian Derby, so that's his form line. We are looking at Fly Like an Eagle, and this horse, since last racing, has had a spell. Last raced in July. We're taking you back to the emphatic win in the Harness Jewels. As a 2-year-old, Craig, he did great things. He was very forward in this 3-year-old colt by Mark 3. He'll be a major danger.
Oh, yeah, he just looked tremendous here on Saturday, Jess, Fly Like an Eagle. What I can say is that his trials that I've seen in the South Island behind Terra to Love, I thought very good. Of course, this is him taking out the Jewels back at Ashburton as a 2-year-old. He's had time off. He's come back bigger than better than ever as a 3-year-old. Not an easy ask from Barrier 8, but gee, I was impressed with the way he worked here on Saturday morning with his stablemate Smolder. He ran to them about the 200 metre mark, probably peaked on his run about 50 out, but I thought he trialled very well and looked very forward. So Fly Like an Eagle for Mark Purdon. They've got a strong hand in the Woodland Stud Derby. Even from Barrier 8 is the one to beat. The Kiwi Ideal Scott that performed so well in Australia. He's got a lovely draw at Barrier 1. He's got exciting gate speed. More than likely he'll try and hold up from Barrier 1 for Todd McFarlane, the son of American Ideal for Brian Hughes and John Green. Got to be a very good winning chance from the inside draw, and going to be very hard to beat on Friday night. And I thought Besotted been racing well without a lot of luck. Interesting to see James Stormont's picked up the drive for Friday night and into the Derby the following week. I think he's got to be a big chance for Ray Green. Again, he worked well on the weekend. So lovely field. We've only got, 15 runners. Just got a scratching in one of the heats. I think better reason comes out of the first heat. But, gee, they're very, very good 3-year-olds and an exciting crop. And as you say, it'll come down to barrier draws and who performs well in the first 2 heats heading into the final next Friday.